Hey, wee man. You hear me all right? That's good. I did have a live schedule for tonight, but for some unknown reason, my phone keeps locking up on the share stream. But hello, guys. So I couldn't do the live as I had hoped, but there we go. So hopefully we'll get a few in. Hello, Mara, and hello, CLM. I'm just going to be doing some Bibio parachutes at the moment anyway, and we'll see how things go. Wee man, I would much appreciate if you could share this out, mate. Like I say, with the scheduled one no working, I don't know how many people are going to see this live's actually happening tonight. So if you could do that, mate, it would be very much appreciated. Try and get this a bit better in the picture. Here we go, that's better. Hey Jerry, thanks for coming in, buddy. Alright, wee man, no problem, mate. Hopefully Matty and some of the other guys, the usuals, will see this is going on. If not, we'll just have to manage with what we've got. Yeah, I hope so, wee man. Like I say, there's a few times I've tried to do the the scheduled lives, but for some unknown reason it keeps looping back onto a silly page that I can't seem to get out of, which is a shame because I like getting other guys up to join in. But if I can't do it, I can't do it. Simple as that. But I know bugger to try and figure out all this new phone technology. It just takes me enough to get a live going, never mind anything else. Yeah, well, I'm not wanting to push for it, wee man. If they want to hit the like and subscribe, that's their choice. I ain't going to force it. Would be appreciated if folk did do it, but hey, not my choice to make. Oops. Yeah, that's true. That's very true, wee man. Just a wee question for you while there, wee man. I've got a fan running at the back of me here. Is that affecting the theatre? That's good. The temperature's been here the day. I think it was affecting the feed. It would be the feed that would be disappearing. It's like sitting in a bloody sauna. There we go, first one of the night. Yeah, I can imagine it is, mate. Forecast last night said it was going to be about 15 degrees here today, and it's about 23. Or has been 23, it's cooling down a bit now. But as per usual, the weathermen get it wrong, or weather people, whatever it may be. Hey Cara, nice to see you. Hi Jose. I noticed that wee man, she even appeared, didn't nobody even mention the Mamba, so I'm kind of surprised. Oh, you had the premonition, I was going to say it, you had the premonition, that's where you come in, Cara. Yeah. That's your story anyway. Good name. There's sometimes I just absolutely hate fly tying. I just did that first fly with a lovely black cape, lovely black saddle hackle. And I put it down and I've got no idea where it's went. Absolutely unbelievable. Oh dear me. Oh, there it is. Hey Rob, thanks for coming in, buddy. Yeah, just in a Bibio parachute, the new roll. Like Hawthorne's coming off, and I've no idea what I did with my. I've got red knotted pheasant legs somewhere, but I'm buggered if I can find them. So this is a variation that I've decided to go with rather than a proper hopper. You've decided every fly we tie, unless it's our own, is a variation of sorts. You know what, Rob? It's getting to the stage now, even the ones we tie, even our own patterns are probably a variation of somebody's. I mean, it's getting very, very difficult to have anything new in fly tying unless you're using some new invented synthetic material. Cheers, wee man. Yeah, I mean, I think just about every combination of feather, fur, and whatever else has been done by now. Yeah, that's about it, mate. Everything else is a... Sorry about bumping the phone there. Just about everything now is just a variation of what's ever been tied in the past. And I think that's, as I say, without a new material coming to light, that's it. Well, that's the thing, yeah, we're all imitating the same, maybe 15, 20 insects, really, depending on your region, of course. But I mean, you'll know as well as anybody, Rob, you'll maybe ken as well, wee man, we'll tie hundreds of different variations and actually fish about the same 12 flies, maybe. So, you know, we've all got our safety comfort blanket, as it were, if you get what I mean. The ones that are tried and tested that we go back to all the time, so... Microglint. What is that a dubbing, wee man, or is that a rap, or what? If it's a dubbing, I would assume it's very, very similar to something like... What's the name of the stuff I'm thinking of? Glow Bright, something like that. Well, that's exactly what I was saying, mate. I mean, for me, if I'm fishing dries, it's usually some version of a shipman's crippled midge, a sedge hog, or a parachute fly. It's flash on a spool. Alright, got you. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. I think I have seen that in the past, yeah. I've got something similar, I think. Now, 1 second. Something similar to that, you mean, wee man? Or is it bushier than that? Yeah. We used... The stuff we used to use, that stuff I got off a boy that's sort of semi-retired for fly tying. The stuff we used to get was called Madeira thread, which is basically the same thing, but it's used for basically for sewing. But if you have a look around, I used to sell my own materials and things like that. I used to spend days upon days searching the internet for materials to sell, alternatives to what was on the market, and I could probably buy half the stuff that they sell you for a fifth of the price, and most of it's for like sewing or some alternative purpose rather than fly tying, and it's absolutely exactly the same stuff. It's because they put that little label on that says fly tying and the price trebles and quadruples or what have you. Yeah, wee man, yeah, that, as I say, that's no the stuff I used to get. they're big sort of sewing spools. But the Madeira thread, you used to get it in most of the hobbycraft places and that. Don't know if you still do, I haven't looked for ages. And it was actually a standard spool size. So it would fit in a bobbin no problem. Those spools are a bit big. What I might actually do is transfer them onto smaller spools. Volume, Rob? What do you mean? The volume in a part are less, yet the costs for marketing and logistics are way more. I'll be perfectly honest with you, Rob. A lot of the stuff you get, there's no, okay, marketing's a small price, packaging's a tiny price. But I can get flexi floss, I guarantee you won't know any difference for the flexi, the whatever different ones, stretch stuff, and get it for pennies. Same with quite a few other things. I mean, see if you look back, all the stuff's come for other purposes. Like Fritz, it started off, it come from the carpeting industry. Lycra obviously come, like say the flexifloss and that all come for clothing. There's nothing that these synthetic materials were made to be used in fly tying. Hey Doug, nice to see you, mate. I mean, even your resins and that come for dentistry and windscreen repair on cars and things like that. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm just going to see if Matty's on Facebook or anything. Give him a shout. I don't know. Hang on. Oh. And wee man, I would be a dry fly all the time, but sadly it doesn't work all the time. Although at my local fishery, it was 1 year I did manage to catch a dry in every month. I did it as a challenge to myself when I was younger and I could be out every month. Catching on dries in January and February is a bit of a push. You on about your special tools acquired from various places. What do you mean by that, Doug? Right. No, what we were talking about was that most of your synthetics, or just about all your synthetics, etc., come from other industries. Nothing was actually invented to be used in fly fishing. You know, like say your chenilles and your Fritz's comfy carpet making, etc., etc. Aye, Rob, that would make things a wee bit easier, but I'm talking about in Scotland. And certainly it isn't dry fly weather in January and February where we are. It'd be nice to have the money to travel the world and be in the perfect conditions every week, but sadly a tad unrealistic. Yes, Jerry. A few years back I planned to go to the pike on the fly, so I decided to buy bits and bobs to tie the flies, and tied probably way over 200 pike flies, and they've sat tucked away in boxes because I've never got new pike fishing. So yes, I have got plenty of pike flies, just need the chance to use them. And you remember the hollow glass years ago, it came off the market when fibre optic cable came out. Not sure what you're mean with that, Doug. Alright, got you. No, it's not something that readily springs to mind. You mean it was like a strand like for ribbon, do you mean? Hey Matty mate, thanks for coming in, buddy. My once again my schedule feed went out of hell. It kept getting caught in a loop for the join together page. I couldn't get off that page, it wouldn't let me go in. Well, I could copy the link, but then I couldn't see the bit at the bottom to go to the next bit. And then when it came off that page, when you tried to do it, it went back on the page and you had to copy the link again. It was just absolutely doing my head in. Spent half the afternoon checking through web pages and Google Assistants, and then it tell you how to get past it. So sadly, it didn't happen. So I guess you'll just have to wait for my scintillating company when you're doing one of your shares, mate, and I could come up with that. Because this just isn't. I'm not getting it at all. It's doing my head in. So I'm assuming that you were getting the same as me. You were getting the black bar across the bottom, so you couldn't see to next it. You're just listening for Mamba to be mentioned again, Cara. Right, got you. I'll maybe have a look at that, mate. Because nothing seems to be there, but it's covered by a black bar at the bottom. So I can't see what to do next. Yeah, I'll have a look at that. Maybe the morning or something, mate. Thanks for that wee bit of info, because it was driving me absolutely bananas. And it really hacks me off because I like it when you come up in the share screen. It makes it a wee bit more fun. I mean, the quality of time goes down, but the amusement level goes up. You can. What, the ones you put up for last night, Matty? Well, I did like and comment on a couple of them, like. So I did what I can do for you, mate. Why's that shock you, Rob? Anything linked to a handsome man like me is going to do well. I'm not actually shocked, Rob, because despite your bio use, it was actually a really nice fly. Well, that's a downer, mate. Was there as much as that? I thought there was 7 or 8 in it. I didn't count them all, like it was just a wee short video you put up. But I noticed though, Rob, YouTube still baffles me. You spend time doing a fly and editing it and putting thumbnails and that kind of thing on it. And I put one up, you've maybe seen it for Wormit there on Saturday. 44 seconds, it's done well over 1100. And it's a nothing. Ah, the wing case, I never noticed that. I noticed you had 2, 4, 6 sticking out. One on the body was 7 at least I seen. I think I said 9 last night actually, so maybe I'm not thinking straight the new. But yeah, it baffles me what actually does well on YouTube and what doesn't. Like I say, that video on Saturday, 44 seconds, showed off the water and took the mick out of Matty a wee bit. And it's about 11 or 1200 on it for 44 seconds of nothing. I'm looking for varnish. I'll tell you, Eartha Cara, you're no fun of speaking English anyway, or typing it for that matter. Rob, that's not even close to English. No even close to it, mate. I mean, it takes somebody like Cara to make us fifers look sophisticated. Cheers, Doug. Like I say, they're only basic wee parachutes. It's just on your local water, there's quite a lot of, I was explaining earlier, there's quite a lot of hawthorns on the water at the moment. But I can't find my, I've got knotted red legs somewhere. But I'm damned if I know where I put them. So, hence the bibio. Okay, you're right of some service, Cara. That didn't sound right, did it? It's weird. I'm just looking for my box of synthetic dubbing at the moment, and I've no idea where the hell I put it. The fly I used to use a lot when the hawthorns were on the water was a Griffiths gnat tied with bibio colours, but instead of red on the middle, I used to put a bright pink dubbing on, and they just seem to switch onto that better on occasions. Now, whether it was the glint or the difference in colour, I don't know. But I was just looking for my, I don't know where my box of dub right is. Yeah, I can't remember the name of the bloody stuff I was just on about earlier. Light bright. Sorry if you see the back and moving here, I'm just trying to get this light a wee bit better, guys. In a wee second, I'll see if I can find the pink today on this rather than the red. Dubbing box, where's my dubbing? Aha. I've actually found the exact stuff I used to use. That's it there. It was actually stuff that I used to sell years ago. And I think this is the last bag I have left, so Who's no speaking be man? Alright, okie doke. I wouldn't know what you're talking about, I'm just a youngster. Just a wee comparison. There's the red one, the pink one side by side. Well, no side by side, but a wee second. Better if I get my fat fingers out of the way. Aye, the pink one used to be my favourite one bit tied as a Griffiths knot with a black red black or black pink black combination, and still with the grizzle hackle. Hey Jack, nice to see you coming in, mate. Yeah, thanks for that, Doug. Oh. See you later, Cara. Oh, I'm sitting there again, these glasses to clean up, guys. It's as hot as hell in here. Ugh. It's better. Oh, sorry, Doug, I didn't can you were near mode, mate. There you go, buddy. That's that wee heads up, Marty. I hadn't realised. But you can help keep the peace if any of the numpties come in, Doug. Saying that, there was a couple come in just at the start and they were awfully polite and then just disappeared again, so I don't know what the hell that was, Nero. Anybody looking for anything to be tied in particular? If no, I'll just keep firing on with bloody the same fly. The numpty stayed. No, there was another numpty come in after they left, Rob. That's when you replaced them. You didn't stay. Fred Shuck a Merger. If I had any idea what that was, mate, I might actually tie it. You were the first in, wee man. I'm not saying you're a numpty, though. Tell you what I'm going to tie. Here's a wee thought. There's no point. I've already done them something before, so. Use the trim hackle as the shuck. That's sacrilege, that is it? No. So using the deer hair instead of the CDC, you mean? Alright, got you. I've not got my deer hair out anyway, so that's out of the window. How you at Dabblers? Not too bad, mate. I don't have all my hackles ready to do them, I don't think. But Dabblers are easy enough. Just wet fly hackle, really. You know those little hooks on the end of the feather? If you have several together, they float. What hook's on the end of the feather are you on about, Jack? All right, and with you now, the pheasant tail, when you tear them off, are doing the legs on the caraxa. Yes, they'll float, and if you position them right on a hook, it would support a hook. Just where the water displacement and the water tension when you had them up. Yeah, I can what you're talking about now, Jack. The ones that were doing on Matty's last night. Yeah, Jack, the pheasant tail will float a fly if there's enough of them on it. Oh, you fud, that wasn't what I was wanting to tie. Matty, are you doing a share stream thing in the morning? Whatever you call it, StreamYard? These ones are now they're a size 12, Brian. Yeah, basically they'll do exactly the same thing, Jack. I mean, it's pretty much the same fibre when you take them off. Yeah, Doug, I used to be the same way. I used to put about 5 or 6 turns in when you only need a couple. I used to be frightened that the thread wouldn't be strong enough to hold when I was learning to tie, etc. I didn't have faith in a thread holding. Where obviously, if you keep your tension even, it's going to hold. On these ones, you mean, Jerry? On these hooks here? All it is the hook's turned down slightly. Yeah, well, traditionally that was a wet fly style. Traditionally, a dry fly style, the hook come up the way at the same kind of angle. But that was for when the gut or the nylon went through and was tied in as part of the fly. So if you think, try to see if I've got a material I could use for it at the moment. Right. A lot of the older ones, Jerry, when they were tying them, if you see this wee fibre, if you imagine that was your nylon or your tippet, that would go through like that, and they would whip it on as they tied the fly, and that way it stayed in line with the hook, whether the eye was down or up the way. But obviously, that's not what they use now. Yeah, Doug, the less turns the better. I mean, like I say, it's a confidence thing as much as anything else. If you put your tension equally right around the hook, it's like I was trying to show somebody the other night, or explain it to somebody the other night. I think it might have actually been Jack. Rather than pulling up and then pulling down, it's pulling, consistently the same pressure right round. And heavy bobbin, I wouldn't know, mate. Don't use them. These ones I make myself. There's no weight in them at all. The majority of the weight in the bobbins are actually for the spool of nylon itself, the spool of thread itself. There's very little metal construction in them. Bar the only metal construction's the actual arms that are on them. There's no weight built around the bottom of the tube or anything like that, as you could see for that. If I can do it with you, see, there's plastic beads that are the feet on it. That's just whipped straight to the pipe there, to the tube. So no, there's no weight in them. Oh, for confidence, yeah, you may well be right on that, mate. See if I was just sitting there and grab a cake here. That's what I'm going to do. That's one. No, that's fine. Nothing to be sorry about for asking questions, Jerry. It depends on the application. You do get a lot of different gauge of wire on fly hooks as well as any other type. These aren't the heaviest wire in the world. But if you go to the likes of a blob hook, some of them you can get are ridiculous. I used to use ones years ago now made by Tiachi, and I'm pretty sure you could have hung a side of beef on them. The wire on them was absolutely ridiculous, but they were a really good hook. Swine. Brian, the hooks are through Barney's Trout Flies, who's on Facebook and eBay. Really good hooks. I'm actually in the process of swapping, as I use what I've got there now, I'm swapping all my hooks over to his hooks. Also, his beads are absolutely quality as well. So yeah, Barney's Trout Flies is definitely worth having a look. I source out a video on doing the bobbin holders I don't have, Brian, because I made them up before I started doing YouTube, and at the moment at least I don't have the wire to make the bobbins, and to be honest with you, I don't know if I'm ever going to need any more. If I do end up making any more, I might well make a video and put it up. Although, to be honest with you, it'd be a hell of a long video. They're fairly time consuming. But price wise, they're next to nothing to make. But the time and effort going into them is quite a lot. Just to maybe look back at the chart here. Rob, if I could make a law of ice, I wouldn't be sitting here doing this, mate. I'd be making an absolute fortune. If I could make one as good quality as a law of ice, I would be, well, Pittsburgh, I'd hear that much money, I wouldn't be dealing with a riffraff like yous. Only joking, guys. But no, if I could make a law anywhere near the quality of the vice, I'd be worth a bloody fortune. But yeah, I think I said on one of, I don't know if it was on my lives the other night or Matty's lives, the amount of law copies that are getting produced at the moment. And to be honest with you, I've tried a few of them, or seen close-up pictures of the tolerances that on them. I wouldn't waste my money on them. I've had a couple of them and they end up getting sent back because they hardly even hold a hook. Yeah, Jerry, like I said to you earlier on the chat, mate, I tied a load that I never got around to using. I've never bought a pike fly, mainly due to the fact that all my fly fishing's been trout, and I just fancy giving it a try. If you'd never experienced the real thing, would you notice the difference in a good clone? To be honest with you, Rob, I haven't found a good clone to compare it. I bought one, and it was, I'm not going to name names because it's no fair. It was absolutely shocking. Got in contact with them, he sent me a replacement pair of jaws, and they were just as bad. So I ended up sending the whole vice back and getting a refund. Nothing comes close. I mean, as Matty says, he's got the F&F, which is close, but it still doesn't have the hook hold that the law has. Well, it doesn't have the hook hold on the smaller hooks like the law has. There you go, there's just a wee hare's ear crippled midge. Jerry, I mean, to be honest with you, the majority of the pike flies I tied weren't made to actually represent very much. I did a couple of really dark ones tying them like eels, because I know pike will take eels. A couple of mackerel looking things. I know obviously mackerel's a saltwater fish, but I know there's a lot of guys use mackerel for pike fishing, so aye, wee man, he hand machined every single bit of the vices, and they were to such a tolerance, unbelievable. Yeah, well, I don't know, Rob. I'm not into machining, etc., etc. But you'll know yourself that any of the copies will all be mass produced. I mean, looking at I had a close look at the one I bought to represent a representation of the law vice, and I'd probably put money on it was made in Pakistan somewhere. It just had that look of the metal about it and the finish on the metal. I've had stuff in Pakistan before that had an exact look, you know. So, but I know for a fact Lawrence Waldron he hand machined every single one he made. Your vice are you talking about, Jack? Yeah, listen, I'll be perfectly honest with you. You don't need an expensive vice. Uh, all it basically does is hold the hook. I bought the law. Well, my wife bought me the law vice as a present 20 odd years ago. It cost about 400. In fact, I'd always been after one. I'd seen one before they become famous, and always wanted one. And yet, what I always say is it doesn't make your fly tying any better. But if you compare it with a cheap car and an expensive car, the expensive car doesn't make you drive better, but you enjoy the experience more. Um, and that's what I look at it as. I mean, I'm quite the opposite on a lot of things to do with fly fishing. Boys buy Sage rods and whatever the top brands are now, Loops, Loomis, whatever they may be, and spend £1,000 on a rod, or £1,000. Sorry, I keep forgetting their voice for you crossing America here. They'll spend £1,000 or like $1,200, $1,300, whatever it equates to. My rods cost £60, which is about, I don't know, $75, something like that. Yeah, and the rest, you're right, Rob. But the only thing the fish cares about is the fly on the end. So I'm a bit hypocritical with that. I loved having the expensive vice, but my rods, reels, lines, they're not expensive. A £20 line will cast nigh on as far as a £150 line. The reel, unless you're fishing salmon or tropical fish, for trout on still waters is what I mainly fish. The reel's there to hold the line off the ground. I very rarely even play a trout on the reel, let alone use the drag. It's basically there just to hold the line. That's exactly right, Jerry. The bit that's in the water's the only. I mean, fish aren't snobs, they don't care what you spent on tackle. Fly, tippet, leader, line, rod, reel. Well, being a river fisherman, you've added one more thing in there, Rob, but yes, you're correct in the order. I would say fly, leader, line, rod, because I do use tippet. I'm looking for a thread. You know what I mean. Smart arse. What I mean is I don't taper it down or anything. Yeah, what I really should have said was I use straight through leader. I don't taper down or anything, so not for my type of fishing. Yeah, I'd probably be, I mean, if you're fishing very light dry flies on the river, yeah, you would probably want to taper your leader somewhat for your aiding the turnover, but for what I do, nah. Yeah, I understand that, Rob, on the small river stuff. If you're casting a size 18 or 20 dry fly, you'll get turnover. But if you're using straight through 6 pound leader, it's going to land like, well, let's just say it'll land with a splash. He said desperately trying not to swear. But yeah, I totally get you on that. But as I say, well, for the rainbow trout we go for, I don't think I've ever used smaller than a 14, whether that be dry, nymph, whatever. Not for matching, etc. Because yeah, you're casting it a lot smaller than that on occasion, and you will with size 16, 18, you'll get more offers, but your hookup ratio will go way down using flies that small, when the majority of the fisheries over here, the commercial rainbow fisheries, their minimum size is a kilo. So size 16 or 18, your hookup ratio is going to be fairly low, and anything smaller than a 14. I mean, the guy that taught me to fish, my fly tying and fly fishing mentor, he regularly goes down to 16s and 18s, and yeah, he lands quite a few fish, but the boy's an absolute machine with a fly rod, as his dad was before him. Yeah, well, even on the type of fishing we do, Rob, if you're trying to cast a dry fly into a breeze, you know, even on a size 12, it's an absolute nightmare to get it to go. If you're casting a rising fish, it's now on impossible to get them at cover. You know something, Rob, I never ever liked fishing lures. It's effective, but it's no for me. Plus the age thing certainly doesn't help. It gets bloody sore after you're doing that for a couple of hours. Yeah, it's soul destroying as well, I quite agree with you. Although saying that, didn't get me wrong, I'm not saying that because I'm a traditionalist. Because if it's working, I'll quite gladly fish an indicator and enjoy doing it. I think it comes to when I first started fishing for trout, it was with the float with maggots when I was younger. And so it's a wee bit of nostalgia as well. Now this one here is basically the same as the last fly I was doing, but I've put a couple of tons of mylar in. And the reason I've done that, and the reason I've absolutely bollocks the fly up, because I never put a rib on a hackle on it, but never mind. The reason I did that, I think if I remember correctly, the video I watched, it was one of the Welsh guys, it wasn't Hugh Morgan, but I think it was one of the boys. I don't know if any of you ever seen it. He used to do like a podcast with a couple of other anglers, and there's one of the boys with his dries. He always, when he finished his dries at the head, he always put a strip of mylar between sort of the thorax to the eye, and he always thought he gave a good impression in the water, a bit of glint underneath. But trying to reverse a hook and tie a bit of mylar in, that's a pain in the arse for me. So just put a wee collar of mylar slightly back for the eye, and that'll do the same job. As I say, this one's a shipman's rather than a crippled midge, because, well, basically because I forgot to put the hackle in, like a dipstick. But such is life. When life gives you lemons. No, wee man. I'm going to be perfectly honest here, and this might be a bit controversial. I think CDC is an absolute pain in the arse when you're dry fly fishing. You spend as much time messing about trying to dry it out and get it to float again, or you're changing flies every couple of fish. I don't actually like it as a material. Rob, there is a few patterns online where they use CDC for the breathers, i.e. either end. I don't see the need for it. This stuff will hold that up. It's better than CDC, wee man. You get a wee bit of floating on the breathers and along the back of the fly, and it just sits perfect in the water. I think what the patterns I've seen on YouTube and that, they're actually using the butt ends once you've tied something like a shuttlecock. So you've used the fluffy bits of the feather for doing like say yellow owls and things like that, and the butt ends are using them, so you've got the stock to support it plus some of the fibres on it, so it'll be stiff enough. But nah, I'm not a great fan of CDC, to be perfectly honest with you. But that's just the patterns I've seen. Whether they're all like that or not, I don't know. So does the ones with the Antron, wee man. Like I say, when it, there's one there. This is a crippled midge, but it's basically the same thing. The hackle doesn't need to float, and it only gives an impression on the water. But what I do when I'm using these is I just get the floating like rubbed into my fingertips, and I'll just push in there, and rub along the back, and then basically everything else sits right into the surface film. Ah, well, that's your next step on the journey, Jerry. I've done the sea fishing, the coast fishing. I've never done carp fishing, but since I turned up fly fishing, the rest have all been put into hibernation, basically. Turn whose phone up? Mine. I think you're gone deaf, Matty lad. Or turn my phone down. How what's wrong with it now? Is that better for your little sensitive ears, Matty? Oh, right. You're wanting to talk. Yeah, I forget to switch yours off. Nobody speaks to me anyway. That's only a one-off. Yeah, I got a message. Well, I got a phone call over Facebook the day, Matty. It's a lassie, a woman, ages with me. I haven't spoken to her in maybe 20 years. Went to school together. And she phoned me up and she says she was at her auntie's house and her uncle had died years ago. And they'd fund a bag full of fishing stuff. I thought reels, etc., etc. So rather than chucking them out, she's seen my stuff doing the flies and that on Facebook, so she gave me a shout, and if I wanted it to go along, pick it up. If you're wanting to just get into fishing, Jerry, you can get yourself a rod, reel, line, tippet, etc., or leader for somewhere in the region, £100, so $120, $125. You didn't need to spend a lot of money. I don't. I mean, my as I say, my rods. I use a 2-rod setup. Both my rods were £60. The reels, they're old leader reels, LC100s, that I think cost me about $12 to $15 on eBay. Lines, the Matt's Catch lines, which I'm pretty sure you can get over in the States as well. You get them for about $20. Nylon fluorocarbon I use is X line, which is basically what it is. It's X-line, and that's 600 meters for approximately about $40, and that's all you need bar a few flies. It really isn't expensive. If you don't want it to be, you can spend $3,000 easy if you wanted to. But $120, $130 can get you up and running. In fact, I think there's quite a lot of... what's the name of the company in America that does a load of kits? Something Creek. It's no... I can't remember them. But if you go on like Amazon, they do some kits. But there's quite a lot of the shops over in America do kits, Jerry. And if you speak to a decent, if you speak to a reputable fly shop, they'll be able to put you on a quality kit at a reasonable price. If they keep trying to tell you need to spend £200 in a reel or $200 in a reel, $100 in a fly line, they're not being honest with you. No, wee man. No. I'm an old married man. It wouldn't matter to me if you was offering me lots of goodies. And Jerry, if you do come across any kits, if you're not sure, come into me or Matty's live. Let me ken or let Matty ken. If we're not sure about the kits that you're being advised to get, I'll do a bit of research on it and get back to you on them, see if they're worth looking at. But nowadays, more than ever, it's very difficult to buy a bad outfit. Yeah, years and years ago, they were either dirt cheap or massively expensive. But now, mid-price rods, now there's better choice and the manufacturing qualities went up leaps and bounds. So you'll really struggle to end up with a pig, to be honest with you. What I might even do, Jerry, is tonight and tomorrow I'll maybe have a look at a few of the ones that offer kits in your area or in America, and let you know if you're in Matty's the morning. Let you know what I think. But what's a really good idea if you can get a chance at a shop to handle the rod and try casting it. Oh, wee man, sorry. Our uncle died, and her and her auntie were clearing out stuff and found a big bag of fishing stuff. I'm not 100% sure what it is yet. She says there's reels and tackle and things like that. Whether it's fly fishing or sea fishing or whatever, I don't know as of yet. But it's mine to pick up. Aye, no problem, Jerry. Anything to help anybody that's wanting to get into fly fishing. Excuse me a minute, time for a coffee. Priced all the different gear you can buy nowadays. When I was young, you had like for fly fishing, you had, I don't know what were they, Lure Flash, Shakespeare, and after that you were into the expensive ones. But nowadays there's a guy, Jerry, actually on YouTube. He fishes the Scottish juniors, I think he was in. He may be older than that now. He bought an outfit off, I think it was either Temu or AliExpress, it was one of them. You got a rod, reel, line, the flies, etc. The flies were rubbish, and so was the leader. It was tapered leaders, they were rubbish. And it was a really good outfit, and I think he paid something like £16 for the whole lot. So like $20, $25. And he was catching fish on it. There could be, wee man. I'll find out when I pick it all up. Yeah, exactly, Jerry. Didn't go spending a fortune, mate. Because it may be that you end up buying yourself a kit and you don't actually get on fly fishing. So you maybe no keep at it. So, to spend silly money to start was a daft idea. Yeah, well, it's the Lead LC 100s I use, or I use on one of my roads. Make enough of noise though, that's the only thing with them being click and pull. But yeah, it could be reels. And to be honest with you, I see a lot online about you need a reel that balances the rod, and it's absolute crap in my opinion. The one thing I would recommend to anybody is buy the lightest reel that you can find. Forget what rod you're using, buy the lightest reel that you can find. Because, and if anybody doubts it, what to do when they're out fly fishing, take the reel off and put it in your pocket, or put it down on the bank and cast without the reel on the rod, and it feels like you're waving a magic wand in the air. And I found it out the hard way when I broke my shoulder and had to try and get back into fishing again. I'll tell you what, Rob, if that was a 9 foot 8 weight, I would have bit your arm off for it. Well, if it was the one that I had anyway. wee man, I've done it as well. I've bought Loomis rods, loop rods, etc., etc., and to be honest, I didn't even get along with them at all. Yes, they may be slightly lighter, they may have a more progressive action through them and that, but to be honest with you, like I say, I've got 2 Shakespeare agility rods, 60 quid each, 2 cheap reels. Well, one of them was free, I got it for a mate of mine. But even that came off Temu or AliExpress. It was only about, it's a fully machined aluminium reel, but it was only like 15 quid or something. The fittings will be nicer, Rob, yeah. But again, does the fish care what rod and reel you're using? No. They never see it. And like I say, I've seen guys that have absolute awful gear and they'll catch fish all day long, and I've seen guys with expensive gear and couldn't cast the length of the road. So yeah, the fixtures and fittings and all the trimmings around the road will be better. But to be honest with you, unless you're talking really high-end rods, even the blanks come out the same factory. I still say the best rod I ever owned, and they don't make them anymore now, which is so sad. Gray's brought a rod out called the G-Tech about maybe 20 years ago. It was a wee bit dearer than their normal gear, but by God, that rod was a cracker. Yeah, I've had quite a few Shakespeares, Rob, and I've never had a problem with any of them, to be honest with you. Hey, Northern, thanks for popping in. No idea who you are. I don't know if any of the other guys in here know you or not, but I appreciate you popping in. I'm still no connected with everybody. Yeah, Pure Fishing took over Gray's at some point. Northern Sound, alright, I didn't know that. In that case, there's your mod for your Northern Fishing. Right, thank you for that wee bit of advice, guys. Like I say, I don't know all the guys that come in to everybody else's channels, so keep me right, please. Don't want to disrespect anybody by not giving them a mod when they're one of the good guys. There's my underfur. It's not a problem, Northern. Like I say, if I don't know all the guys that are going about, but if these guys say you're okay, then you're okay. Like I say, I'm fairly new to this YouTube thing, so forgive me if I don't remember everybody's names and that. It's the same in Matty's feed. He comes out and he goes, "Hi, Bob," or whoever it may be, and I'm looking at the chat going, "Who the hell's Bob? I don't see a Bob here." But that's their proper name as opposed to their YouTube name. I'm old school. My YouTube name's my name. The fly fishing can be a bit addictive, Jerry, but the most addictive thing is actually the fly tying. For me, anyway. Fly tying's massive to me. Bug off, Rob. I'm too old school for the YouTube, and just a shade too young for when CB radio was a thing over here, or at least in my area of Scotland. So either way, I don't care. You got a handle, a nickname, a pseudonym, whatever you want. As long as folk are good guys, I don't care. Aye. The only thing I really ever remember about this will be over Marty's head because I didn't watch TV. The only thing that stands out for me are CB radios. Have you got your ears on in this? And there'll be a wee gold star for the first person who could tell me what that was. Nope. That's an computer says no, Rob. I'm saying the only thing I really remember about CB radios and that was a phrase, have you got your ears on in this? It was for a specific, I'm not going to get away, but it's for a specific, either a film or a show. See if anybody else can remember that. I mean, it's going back to my youth, so maybe a few in here weren't even a glint in their daddy's eye when this was out. Keystone Cops. You're a cheeky git, Rob. My God, it's amazing how quickly you can go off people. I'm surprised none of the American guys. Oh, look, this is coming for the boy that never watches TV. It was for the Dukes of Hazzard, and it was said by Sheriff Roscoe P. Coltrane. Used to love that programme when I was young. How did you figure it out, Matty? Was Chloe on Google? Because I don't believe even then you watched telly that much. The Golden Girls, dearie me. You watched Chloe in the shower? All right, you've watched it. Chloe's in the shower now, right? Okay. Thought you were being a pervert there for a minute, Matty. Cheers, Northern. Or what's your name anyway, Northern? I don't want to keep. If you don't want to tell me, like. Dearie me. Jerry, you came out with that joke the other night. Come on, stop repeating yourself. Aye, Rob, that was a good show as well, I must admit. And when you think about it, it was sort of a prerequisite for MacGyver. Because, I mean, whenever they were in a sticky situation, they would make their own escape plans and weapons and whatever they need to escape long before MacGyver ever did it. Unless, of course, my timeline's out of hell and that's the wrong way around, but I don't think so. I think MacGyver was after that. Insert name here. Yeah. I'll tell you what I used to love watching when I was a kid. Monkey Magic. Oh, Pigsy! Monkey Magic, BBC 2 was on, I think it was a Wednesday night. That was midweek, it wasn't a weekend programme. Yeah, I remember that. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, one thing I used to love watching when I was a kid, and it was such a weird thing to watch for a young laddie to watch, was the Waltons. The Love Boat. No, that's a different thing you've been watching, Matty. Highwayman. The BA Vice. Love Island. Love Island. Dearie me, Rob. My estimation is you went way downhill if that's what you watch. Bloody Love Island. Dearie me. Heart to Heart, my God. Try to remember the actor who played the chauffeur. He was also the co-pilot in Airwolf with Jean-Michel Jarre. Is it Jean-Michel Jarre or was that him that did the music? I can't remember. Right, here's a question then. Knight Rider. What does KIT stand for? Hey, Steve. Sorry, mate, I missed you coming in there. American Ninja. They were films with the no American Ninja. Nope. Close, but no cigar on that one, Rob. KIT stood for Knight Industries 2000. And my wife would be the first to tell you I've got a brain full of useless information. Because I remember these kind of silly things. The Twilight Zone, the first thing I remember seeing William Shatner in. It was the episode with the plane with the gremlin on the wing. Street Hawk with the motorbike. Remember that, Doug? I certainly remember that. Again, that was supposed to be just another jump on the Airwolf bandwagon. What was the other one with the helicopter? Blue Thunder? But I can't remember if that was a TV series or a film. Hitman and Her. Oh, now you're talking. Saturday Night Special, that one, was it no? with Michaela Strachan. No, is it? No, it's no Michaela Strachan. She was the snooker referee. It was someone Strachan, was it? No, or Michaela something. Was it Michaela Strachan? And Pete Waterman. Oh, you fucker. Get it to there. Topless darts? Oh no, I wouldn't fancy seeing Johnny Wilson and Cliff Lazarenko topless. Stepped on, son. Jesus Christ. Matty, you tell us you dare watch TV when you're coming out with all this. What was the address of their yard then, Matty? Just the street all day, I can't remember the number. Rent a ghost. When Mr. Claypool. Jesus, has it gone back to my youth now. Super grand. Jesus Christ. Jerry, I thought you were on the other side of the pond. Am I wrong in that? Oh, Bagpuss. Old saggy cloth cat, but Emily loved him. Oh, you're a Scouser. Sorry, Jerry, I thought you were across in America. I've been giving you all this crap about dollars and all the rest of it, and you're bloody down south. Sapphire and Steel. David McCallum and John Lumley. Is that right? I think that was him. Yeah, I thought it was. I was trying to remember. There were two or three of the male-female double cups. There was Dempsey and Makepeace as well. The American guy and that blonde lassie. Grot bags. Now that was with Thingway, was it? No, Rod Hull Nemu. Dr. Someone with that lassie for James Bond. What? Department S. Dearie me, man. God, it's like a trip down memory lane tonight. I think the fly time might be taking a wee backseat there. I'm enjoying the chat more than this tonight. Or, right, we were just talking about that the other day, me and the missus. It was Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. Aye, me too, Steve. Me too. She was nice in anything she did, Matty. That was Jane. Can't remember her second. I think it was Jane something that played Dr. Quinn. You were brave writing to Jim Fix It, Jerry. Never mind to meet William Steve Austin. Jane Seymour. Thank you, Steve. And Rob. Or the Bionic Woman. Oh, Lindsay Wagner. That was a better show, but for different reasons. Jesus, Jerry, that doesn't say much, does it? The Fall Guy. Yeah, that was another Lee Majors good show. But didn't you find it amazing that most of the American shows at that time, irrespective of what their actual job was, they were crime fighters? Quincy. Jack Klugman. God, it's become like a trivia game this night. Charlie's Angels. Oh. Now we're talking. Farrah Fawcett Majors. Was Thingman set in Liverpool? Shoestring? There's a blast for the past, I know. Maybe it was, that was maybe near London. Aye, that's maybe what you were watching, Rob. El Dorado. Just because somebody mentioned Brookside, oh, it was Rob. That didn't last long, right enough. Who remembers watching The Gaffer? Selwyn Froggatt. Yeah, another good show, Rob. Certainly not something to take you back to your youth, but still a good show. Pipkin's Finger Mouse. Dearie me. Here's one for you. Who remembers the Herbs? That's really going back a bit. Here's a wee trivia question. Going back to Bagpuss, what was the name of the Woodpecker bookend? No, Rob, there certainly is not. I don't remember One Summer, no, Jerry. Boys for the Black Stuff, definitely. Nope. Nah, never a fan, Jerry. The actor himself, yeah, but Alan Partridge I wasn't a fan of. Did you see him in Laurel and Hardy film they made? He was absolutely fantastic in that. The answer to the woodpecker in Bagpuss was Professor Yaffle. So wouldn't it be like you to be controversial, Rob? No, that's not controversial, that's factual. Michael McIntyre is fucking terrible. And the other one that I absolutely hate is Kevin Bridges. And Matty's going to argue with me on that, but I just hate it. Correct. I'm saying you'll argue about me when I say that I hate Kevin Bridges, Matty. That man is not funny in any way, shape or form. Well, it wasn't you that was arguing with me about that then. He's a Scottish stand-up comedian and he's crap. Mickey Flanagan isn't something I've actually watched. A lot of what I've seen him I thought was pretty good. But, well, there's a surprise, Steve. That means you'll be disappearing soon to do your dishes. Did any of you ever see any of Mike Reed's live stuff? Paul Smith. Oh, I am with you. That's the Scouts boy that I was cause already in the front row of slagging off, isn't it? Am I the right guy? Yeah. Aye, he's pretty funny. You ever see the clip in with the boy in the wheelchair? That is really funny. And it wasn't even him that was being funny, it was the guy in the wheelchair. I thought he was hilarious. Oh. Hey, Zyro. Right, Matty, I'm sure any that's that qualifies you can make. Can you make anybody mods? No? Is it just me? No, I'm not asking if you're a mod. I'm saying, can you make... Aye, only me. Right, okay. And I take it Zyro and Steve Pollock are good to go? There we go, guys. You're both got mods. Like I say, you guys hate to keep me right. I didn't kind of lot of the boys that come in, so just keep me informed. Alright, Stephen, I think I've seen you in a couple of Marty's lives before, right enough. To be honest, Jerry, if you practice when you first start, after a while, you didn't even think about it. It's like driving or anything else. Muscle memory takes over, and you definitely need to think about it, mate. To start with, it feels a bit alien, but once you get the timing down, you never really think about it again. It really just comes automatically. There's one technique, Rob. That's all. Well, that's how I teach fly fishing. It really is dead simple, but trying to teach yourself to cast it wouldn't. It isn't too easy. I tried to do it and it didn't work too well. When I'm ever doing any guiding and teaching somebody to cast, the most important thing is your stops. Without your stops, you didn't have a cast. Yeah, it shows, Matty. Didn't even think about distance to start with, Jerry. I could even give you a cracking bit of advice just now. You only ever move your forearm, move your elbow to your hand. If you put your hand out like you're holding a hammer, straight in front of you, keep your wrist straight and try and punch yourself in the shoulder. I.e., if you're right-handed, try and punch yourself in the right shoulder. You can never manage it, but if you try and punch yourself, when you get near your shoulder, your hand automatically stops. Like a sudden stop, and that's the two stops you need at your. Most people say 12 and 10 o'clock. I go F for 10 and 2 o'clock, but for me it's more like 1 o'clock and 11 o'clock and 2 o'clock. But if you try and punch yourself in the shoulder, you'll feel how your arm stops, and that's what gives you the feeling for your two stops on your cast. I know, and the other thing I would recommend is keeping your arm going in a straight line. Keep it on the same plane. That's probably the two most important parts of a cast for me. Always happy to help, Jerry. Right, here's one for you guys. I'm assuming quite a few in here he has watched Matty's lives when he's out fishing. I don't know if you see him much in his lives. He goes about with these shorts on, and I keep telling him he looks like Donna Stella, but he's no idea who Donna Stella is. So there's a lot of you can probably tell I like fishing crippled midges. You should give a few a try, Rob. Yeah, I mean, they sit dead low, just a cracking little silhouette in the water. I mean, you probably have to tie them slightly smaller for river fishing. Yeah, they set 8.5 up, mum, exactly, Steve. Yeah, there wouldn't be a fly that would float very well in rough water, Rob, to be honest with you. But if you've got slow running water, a wee bit of a back eddy or something like that in the river, they would fish well, I think. And the thing is, we tie them up to imitate hatching buzzers. Or that was originally what it was tied for, when it was done in sort of black and olive colours. But depending on what colour combos you put on them, they could represent just about anything. Aye, anytime, Jerry. You just feel free to ask, mate. If we know the answer, we'll give it, and if we didn't get the answer, we'll probably make it up. But hey, Jack. I don't think I'm going to be on an awful lot longer, Jerry, but if you want to have a beer, I'm the one to stop you. I'll probably be packing up in about half an hour, around about 9 o'clock. Oh, what are you tying up, Jack? Is that a specific pattern, or is it just messing about and see what you can come up with? Yeah, I don't know if you answered earlier on, Matt. Are you doing your StreamYard the morning? The crusty Dodger. Is that like a jammy Dodger, but different? That'll probably mean nothing to you. I think, unless you get jammy Dodgers over there, I don't know. Ah, you did answer earlier. Ah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't know if you'd answered. I never said you didn't answer. I'm saying I didn't know if you'd answered. Smart horse. You're only getting your rain back for me when your chat. Usual time, I assume. Right, no bother. I shall be there. That's if you'll accept me in, right enough. Mind you, after the last time you used that StreamYard, the deck and the long will be in. It was a bit of a nightmare the last time. But I'm pretty sure you've ironed out your teething problems. What is... Matty, I can't what you mean by that wee symbol now. It's like a little A with a Looks like a Masonic sign over it. Every time Rob posts it's coming up. I don't know why or what it means or what the hell's going on with it. Yeah, it certainly is. Every time it pops up you think, what the hell's that? Well, they lied about the temperatures up here today, Steve. I think I said on Matty's last night they were predicting 15 degrees and it was something like 23 the day. Nothing lovely about 33, that's even bloody worse. Bad enough at 23, never mind 33. I'd rather be sitting where it's cool and the penguins are chirping or squawking or whatever penguins do. Sod this heat nonsense, it's no for me at all. Aye, you're right, Matty. A bad day's fishing always beats a good day's working. What's there, an echo in here? Ken what, Steve? Our local fisher do a lot of guiding for beginners, and I absolutely love it. Helping somebody to get started out in fishing. I really enjoy it. It can be hard going at times when they don't listen too well, but the end result when you see them casting a half decent line or getting a fish is just brilliant. I think there should be more people helping folk getting into fishing, especially fly fishing, because it's kind of dying on its arse for the younger ones these days. So, I mean, if you can help one person getting into fishing, it's good for the sport and good for your soul. This is an afterthought, Rob. I was going to another crippled midge, but what I might try is to see if that yarn will actually hold a fly up like CDC would. You know, like a shuttlecock. So doubling the yarn back was just a last minute decision, but we can get rid of that. I wouldn't have fancied doing it for a smooth body, but with a dub body it's no too bad. Certainly if I'd planned it. I don't know, this stuff floats pretty well, but it might. Only one way to find out. Exactly right. I'm only going to tie up one anyway, and we'll see what happens with there. But like I say, it was an afterthought. So if you never try experiment, you'll never find out. It's certainly got the look. Whether it works, who knows. Another drawer, Matty. Dearie me. For me, Rob, it's just experience. I mean, you'll see a lot of the guys online. They'll say for a size 12 use 4, for a 14 use 3, whatever it may be. I just go by the quality of the feather, to be honest with you. It's feel more than anything else. But I mean, I don't know whether it's right or wrong with me, but the way I look at it, if you go and say you go and, I mean, there's 6 feathers on this one. My reasoning is, if you tie it with 4 feathers and you get to the water and you cast it and it sinks, it's useless if you do enough feathers. But you can't really have too many feathers, if you know what I mean. I mean, if it'll work with 4 and you put 6 on, it's not going to stop it floating. Cheers, buddy. It's just rabbit fur, northern. It's just a natural rabbit, which I don't use an awful lot because I'll be sneezing and coughing and spluttering soon with it. Rabbit fur and me don't agree, but the bag was there, so I used it. Oh, you probably hear me sniffling and snuffling here with it. Bloody stuff drives me crazy. Cheers for that. Guide flies exactly, Rob. No messing about with ribs or anything, nothing like that. Just plain, simple, effective. All you need. Cheers, Northern. Be quite honest, the only thing that's important to me, I like them. I like tying them, and the fish seem to like them, so that's the only criteria I worry about, to be perfectly honest with you. If you guys like them, it's a bonus, but not the main criteria. I must admit that that CDC really impresses me. Hi, you're more than welcome, Jack. No lesson so much, it's just fun. Yeah, that CDC is from Cookshill in the UK, and I've always found it to be bloody good quality, and it ain't that dear. Could you find what, Matty? All right. I don't know if there's a listing with photos. I know on the site, the site's weird because it's not actually a purchasing site. It seems to be just listings. It gives you the colours and the price. I think it gives you the prices as well. But it doesn't actually. There's no a bit on the page to actually order it. You seem to do that through Facebook for some reason. Hang on a wee second, I'll get a quick look here. I thought I said the prices, Matty, I could be wrong. Where are we? CDC. Yeah, it does. It gives you the colours and the prices, Matty. But there's no link to order. I've sent you the link. It's a group you need to join, Matty, on Facebook. The boy's name is Steve. Let me have a wee check here a minute, mate. If you want to speak to the guy direct, his name's Steve Cooper. But yeah, I've had CDC off him. I had a partridge skin and that off him, and the quality of products seem to be as good as anywhere I've tried. What I will say, Matty, if you're getting their CDC, the best thing to do is get, if you can make up some kind of container, give their CDC feathers a blast with a hairdryer. Because they're straight off the bird, they're sometimes kind of oiled up a wee bit. Oh, poor gardener, you're spending money on strip quills. Thought you did your own. But either CDC could do with being aired out a wee bit warmed up and just fluffed up with a hairdryer. They're very oily because they come straight off the birds. A tumble dryer in a bag of some kind would do the same job, Rob. Never thought of that. I usually just put a hairdryer through a box, to fluff them up that way. Oh. He certainly is, Steve. Well, that's what he professes to be anyway. But if you ask me, in the immortal words of Dr. Hook, he's got more money than a horse has hairs. Aye, you're secretly a Scrooge McDuck, Matty. That's what you are. Oh. Oh. You live on credit. You live on the sea bottom, you're that much of a sponge. What are you talking about, credit? That's a bloody rabbit furny. Choking on it. Right, guys, I'm going to end this up late enough for me. So I can only thank you for coming in, and hopefully see you. Well, hopefully see you tomorrow night on Marty's Live. I would imagine the majority of you guys will be in there. Thank you very much, Marty. And cheers, Rob, and all the rest of the guys that have come in. Some have left, some are still here. I appreciate you all coming in and helping me out. Good night, folks.